Hello and welcome back to another episode of How to Make Gold using TSM with Professions. Today, guys, we're going to be covering enchanting, and I've been doing enchanting for ages and it's one of my best money makers. Now, I do just want to give a quick disclaimer. I've got like very little gold right now, and the reason for that, there's a very good reason for that, is I'm trying to set up a gold making system on 8 different alts, okay? And to make a garrison that earns like on average about 1,200 to 2,000 gold per day, like from Warlord to Draenor, you need about 16,000 gold. So I'm actually putting pretty much every bit of resource I've got into just doing that right now. And it's not just the gold you need, you also need resources. So you have to buy ogre caches and stuff like that. So just bear that in mind. Don't look at my gold and be like, oh, he's got no gold, this guy. I've got loads of gold, okay, guys? It's just bear that in mind. It's a future video that's going to be coming up with loads and loads of little tricks and tips that you can use in order to get yourself loads of gold using the garrisons. But without further ado, let's get into enchanting. The main thing when it comes to enchanting and earning loads of gold is to smash that like button. No, really. Let's open enchanting. And make sure you've downloaded TSM, the add-on, and also the application for TSM as well. The application is something you actually have to download and install on your PC, whereas the add-on is something that goes for World of Warcraft. The add-on without the application doesn't work. The application is basically the database that updates the prices on your server for everything, okay? So just make sure you get that right, okay, guys? So first is first, anything that doesn't show like a profit, so you see here it's a negative, so we can't use that as an example, but if we go down here, you see there's some certain bits and bobs. And if we go to tailoring, I can kind of show you as well. Or if something doesn't show a profit, it basically means that the materials required to make that item can't be bought from the auction house. You have to find it from world quests or destroying items with disenchanting or the scrap mechanic that you can find it in Borreless Harbor. So just bear that in mind, guys, okay? If it doesn't show a profit, doesn't mean it's not profitable. It just means that you can't actually buy the materials. So, for example, Expulsum here, you can't buy that. You've got to find that from either using the Scrap-O-Matic or the Shred or whatever it is, or you disenchanting several different ways, or world quests. It can still sell really well, and I know for a fact that some of this stuff still really sells well. So bear that in mind. Alright, let's get back into enchanting then. Alright, first is first, we're going to look around here and we're going to look for anything that is a 0.04. You see these decimal points just here on the side. Anything with a 0.04 and higher, we are going to craft basically, because it means we're going to sell, it fairly regularly. I like to work on a 0.04 and above. If it's low profit and a 0.04, I don't bother. If it's high profit and 0.04, I do bother. Okay? And that's basically a percentage of how much it sells. So here, Seal of Critical Strike. It's a really good seller, this one. 0.23, that's amazing. That means 23% of those sell per day. We want that. That is a really good sell rate. So we're going to craft 2 of those. Okay, and immediately it says estimated cost is going to cost 65 gold to craft those, and the profit on top of the 65 gold that we recoup from crafting it, we're going to make a profit of 434 for selling 2 of those. So that's immediate, awesome profit. Let's scroll down to Gale Force Striking. I'm only a level 2 in this rank, so that's why it's kind of a lower profit margin there, and I'm on a super high pop realm, so just bear that in mind as well, guys. Just a quick disclaimer, in the last video I kind of said for your price source, use DB region market. I want you to just change that to DB market. It's much better. Someone corrected me in the comments section, had a look at it, and they were right. DB market is better. It gives you an overall better price source from the database that you install basically on your computer, and it updates every day. So it's definitely worth just getting that DB market a bit better. Okay, so Gale Force Striking. Just worth bearing in mind, if you get that price source wrong, some of this stuff here might not be profitable when it is profitable, and likewise the other way around. Okay, so we're going to queue 2 of those. Torrent of Elements, it's profitable enough, it's 5 gold, it's not the best, but that's because I've only got a level 2, so I am going to queue that, but I'm only going to queue 1. What else have we got here? Umbra 1, that's a 0.01, so we're not going to bother with that. Lay Shatter. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. I might do, because it's 3 gold, it sells quite regularly. I might do a cheeky 50 on that. Let's Q50 on that. Because you're getting 3 gold, 60 as a profit. So realistically, if you did 10 of them, you'd be getting 36 gold. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty good. It's like 150 gold profit if we do 50. I quite like that. A Word of Haste, that's not enough profit for me to bother making that because of the 0.04 sell rate. Not going to bother with that. These are, you know, there's lots of profit in them, but the sell rate is so slow, you just be wasting your time and keep posting items that are just completely useless to sell. This one's looking good, Mark of the Deadly, and there's only I'm only rank 1, so that has a huge profit margin if I can rank that up as well. I've been kind of lazy actually with, oh, I'm going to remove this. How do, oh, I've got to click it. I've got to manually click it. Oh no. I thought, oh, it's because I didn't press enter, that's why. I know. That makes complete sense. Let's do 1, enter. There we go. We've got Mark of the Deadly. Scroll down. Oh, 17% hidden Satyr. Yeah. So this is a daily seller for me. I sell tons of these. I've already got 3 on the auction house, and they sell so regularly for me. I'm only level 1 in this, so you can increase that by doing quests or buying, you know, the recipes depending on each one. So I'm gonna make 2 more of those. What else have we got here? Mark of the Quick, Q. And Versatile. Yeah, as I say, I'm still level 1, so when you get to level 3, the material cost required to make this drastically reduces, meaning your profit margins shoot up. And Boon of Scavenger, this sells very well. Legion Herbalism, Q. Skinning, Q. Temporal Crystal, that's a cooldown, so we don't, I mean, obviously you're going to make that every day, because temporal crystals are really helpful during enchanting, but yeah, as an overall, don't really need to look at that too much. Mark of Shadow Moon, right, I think that's quite a lot. Actually, I'm going to take off Tomb, how many of these Tomb Evolutions have I got? I've got 4 in the auction house already, I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, perfect, and from there, we now need to basically work out what we need to buy from the auction house. So let's look here. You just click Gathering, and let's just close this bank here. Enchanting, and you would click Open Task List. So let's open Task List. This is telling us a bunch of things we need to purchase from the auction house in order to craft these. So let's go to TSM Auction House, click Shopping up here, and then you see the button on the right side here on the Task List highlights, and we click Scan All. Now bear in mind, since they changed the auction house, it has become a little bit buggy, so sometimes you do have to switch back to World of Warcraft UI just to buy some of these items. Just dependent. Sometimes it can be buggy and sometimes it can't. But I'm going to buy the max amount here I can, 58, as I need quite a lot from this. And we now need to buy 62 of these bad boys, 62. And Chaos Crystal is next. Chaos Crystal wants us to buy 30 of these bad boys, okay. Oh, I can't because there's only 1 at that price. Typical, really, isn't it? Okay, now we can buy 29 of these. Then Galloon Dust is next. There's Galloon Dust, we need 74. That's quite a lot of Galloon Dust. Okay, let's buy the max on that. And we need 64 of this next seller. And then Veiled Crystals next. Why is it still saying we need Ley Light? I wonder. Probably because I've got a daily craft to do or something. Probably what it is. But let's carry on here. Okay, I washed my dog before I recorded this video. Tomb Evolution sold. Awesome. Before I recorded this video, I washed my dog, and he's just outside moaning like a donkey. Like, oh, why am I not allowed in? He's adorable. Okay, so now we can craft this. We've got everything gathered. Let's just craft away. So it is saying we've got to craft 20 Arcana, but we're already making 50, so I guess we'll make a bunch more as well. Okay, so now so that was what? It was Lay Shatter, wasn't it, we were doing? Right. We've got to make 20 more of those, because we needed those for the craft as well. I'm going to make 20 more of those. And as you can see on the profit margins here, we're looking really, really, really solid. It was on 6,000 gold, but since I've already made all the Arcana using the Lay Shatter technique, it won't show all that gold because it's already crafted. But for example, here we've invested 2,600 gold. I'm going to get back about 4,440 on top of the original profit, on top of the original material cost, which is pretty damn awesome. Just bear in mind that with enchanting, you can't enchant anything without having your enchant vellums. Make sure you got those. I think I've got some more in the banks. If not, I'll go buy some. It's quite easy to buy them. Now, as with anything, guys, it's worth bearing in mind that you shouldn't sleep on any of the old recipes, because some of the old recipes are so good, and you'd be silly to, like, you'd honestly be daft to miss out on those. Make sure you grab some of the old recipes as well, because they really do sell well. Okay, I need to buy some enchanted vellum. Okay, enchanting vellum. Say, let's buy 1,000. Okay, and we'll stick those in the bank after having bought those. Okay, great. So let's craft the rest of our items here. I like to make sure I'm stocked on everything I need, so it reduces the amount of time I have to waste going back to vendors to buy stuff that I could have just bought in bulk before. So let's go to the auction house here. Alright, so next step, let's take a seat for this. Okay, now once you're sat down, click TSM, click groups. I'm going to make a new group here. I've already got a group here for tailoring and enchanting, so I do it every day, but I've removed all of these items from my group for the sake of this video. So we're going to click base group, click group, and we're going to call this enchanting. Okay, now once you've done that, create a subgroup. I'm going to call this, what should we call this, guys? General. Let's call it General Enchant. Okay, and then we're going to create another subgroup called Material Craft. That is the Arcana, since we had to do the Lay Shatter crystals in order to create Arcana to sell. Alright, so General Enchant. Let's add all these General Enchants there, just typical enchants. And then Material Craft, Arcana. Okay, guys? Now, once you've got that, we need to create the operations which allow you to post those onto the auction house. That's really important, because when you click the auction house, you want to just be able to post super quickly. You don't have to drag each item across and do it the slow old way. You want to do it the quick way. Don't waste your time. So, let's get into it. Operations. Auctioning. Let's do the auctioning first. And for the auctioning, we have to basically... And for the auctioning, we basically have to create an operation which allows us to post to the auction house. So you need to decide how many you want to be able to post to the auction house and how quickly you want to do it, how much you want to post it before it expires, and you just decide that that doesn't sell quick enough. Okay, so for my one I've got here, it's called Craft Post, and I typically use this for most of my crafted items. I post about 4 at maximum, and I stop posting it if it doesn't sell after 50 times. So if it doesn't sell 50 times, I know that that item is just useless, but very rarely do I actually come across an item like that. I try and stay away from items like at 0.04 if they've got bad profit margins in general. But yes, someone else pointed out in my last video, you don't need to undercut by 1 copper anymore. You can do it by 0 copper, because the way the auction house works now is the last person to post is basically the top of the list, as long as it's kind of like the lowest price. So either way, it doesn't really matter if you put 1 copper here or 0 copper. Okay, now we go down. If we set here, you can see I've got max 100% 110% crafting as the minimum price. Now we want that as minimum price because we want to basically recoup 100% of the material cost, and then we want a 10% profit margin on top as a minimum profit. Okay, now typically it won't be at minimum profit, it will be most likely at normal or maximum. Maximum is 500% crafting. So once we've recouped the 100% crafting cost, it will then try and get 400% profit on top. So you're 4-timesing your cost of materials, which is absolutely insane. And when it's below kind of maximum, it will basically post at normal price, which is kind of okay. 250%, so you get 150% profit. That's pretty damn good. And typically this will just undercut the competition for the most part. Now, it is worth bearing in mind that kind of materials like the Arcana, you are going to want to have a different posting operation for that. So I set my post cap to 500 and this to 1,000. It's up to you what you choose here. I know that this is never going to be used, but I like to just stick at 1,000. And this is what I use for that. So I use a max 100%, 110% vendor sell. So I want to make sure that I'm going to get my 100% profit back and then 10% profit on top as well. All right, guys, feel free to just copy those there. It's very, very simple, as I say, and it doesn't really need too much explaining when I've already kind of pointed out exactly what the craft post does and such as that. All right, so when you've done the craft post, simply scroll down. You've got to apply this to your actual group as well, so it doesn't just assume that it's kind of for that. So for general enchant, we're going to apply that to general enchant. We'll do random mats. Here, random mats, material craft. Oh, that's gone to jelly. What? Material craft, yeah, okay, that's great. And we want craft post on enchanting general enchant, okay? Just double check that's on material craft. Excellent, that's on material craft. Great. Now we want to look at the crafting, the restock. So instead of wasting your time every day when you go to do any crafting, you want it to be a bit easier. Alright, you want to actually just be able to click restock, and then it just chooses everything that's profitable and restocks them for you. So that's what we're going to do right now. So, I've got one here already called full T/E, and this is the typical one I already use, so I'm not going to create a new one for the sake of it. It's got a minimum profit of 10% crafting, so that this minimum profit here automatically works out that you want to recoup 100% of your crafting cost. So you don't need to put 100% here. It already has worked that out. This is just your minimum profit. So once you recouped your cost, what's above that? So we want 10% crafting at least. So say something's worth 100 gold to make, and we want to get 10 gold from it. It will say, okay, we're going to recoup the cost of 100 gold, and you want 10% profit, so we will tell you to craft this item as long as you're going to get 10 gold profit on top. So 10% crafting works really, really well. Once you've done that, simply apply it to the enchanting. So general enchant, and we can also apply this to enchanting material craft as well. Now it is worth bearing in mind this will only make 3, because I've got my maximum restock quantity is 3. So it is worth also maybe duplicating this, so we can just click duplicate that there, and we'll call this full material. Sorry if there's any background noise, guys, just some builders next door doing a little bit of work for my neighbor. Okay, so let's take this to maximum restock of 100. We don't want to make too much. Alright, and we are going to put that as material craft, which is excellent. And now when we open enchanting, and you've just logged on, you've sold tons of stuff, the very next day, you click groups here, and instead of having to go through each of your craft and work out again what you got to craft, no. Today, you get to literally just click enchanting, click restock, and it will work out immediately what is worth your time to sell and what is not. Now, it seems that I've sold a enchant ring seal of critical strike, so it's telling me that I can craft another already. So that's quick. That's honestly how quickly you can make gold using enchanting. Now once you've done that, you've restocked and you've done everything like that, we go over to auction house, we click auctioning, we click run post. Now you want to make sure that you are clicking the right thing here. Auctioning, enchanting, run post scan. This will automatically scan the auction house, find all the prices, and then get the undercutting in there as well. Alright, now once that's done, you need to bear in mind that it's going to be quite a lot of effort to have to click post, and your poor finger is going to need a rest, dude. So let's try and avoid that happening by simply changing a setting over in TSM. Open TSM, go to settings at the top right, go down to where it says macros, then click auctioning post/cancel. Make sure that's highlighted yellow. Then click scroll up and scroll down and choose one of these keys. I use the Alt key. Click update existing macro. Once that's done, instead of having to click post each time, and say you've got like 200 items, because for me I've got about 250 items per day I have to post, so it can get a bit tiresome having to just click. Get that. This is much easier. So I hold Alt and then I just scroll mouse wheel and it posts as easy as that. Done. All posted. That right there is some really good gold. So that's 7 gold 80. So I'm getting 3 gold 76 per one I sell. And let's just do the quick maths there. I can't really be bothered to do it myself. So what's the profit margin on that? 3 gold 76. 3.76 times 150 equals 564 gold profit on just that 150. So that's absolutely incredible. Then we've got to think that we've made a mark of hidden satire. I think there's 2 there. Dude, the profit on this is insane. So once you've got all those posted, you can then just go to my auctions here, and at the bottom it will kind of say how much you've got posted on the auction house, and you know what's sold. So already my enchanted leather is sold, which is great. Enchanted leather is a really good one to craft. Fiery weapons have sold. They aren't the best profit margin, but they sell quickly. 48% of the chance to sell, but 6 gold 25, sell 2 of those a day at 12 gold extra per day. I'm happy with that. And again, all this stuff is just a mixture of tailoring and enchanting. It's definitely worth doing that. If you did enjoy this video, guys, go check out my tailoring video. If you enjoyed the tailoring video, go check out my leatherworking video. If you've done that, then go check out some of the mount videos. Either way, make sure you smash that subscribe button. You give that like button a little tickle, and I will see you in the future. This is Erosium out. Leave me a comment. Bye bye.